What's up, everybody? Today on Cars and Cameras, we're reviving an 80s Honda legend, the 1985 Honda FL350 Odyssey. Now, we don't mean reviving like it's been sitting around a long time. No, this thing actually gets used more than almost anything in the shop. We love it. It's so much fun to ride. But we mean reviving as in modernizing it, bringing it into the 21st century. We're going to be overhauling this thing from an aesthetic, performance, reliability, and safety point of view with parts from oddballorv.com. Let's check them out. So we have brand new reproduction fenders. We have an aftermarket pipe, which is going to unlock a ton of horsepower. We have a smart carb. I've always wanted to mess around with these things, read a lot about them. We have a liquid cooled cylinder head for reliability, and a whole lot more we're going to be throwing at this thing, again, for performance, reliability, and comfort and safety. And then we're going to run it around the Grand Prix again to see just how much faster it gets with the performance parts we're going to be throwing at it. But first, we actually hired a racing driver to come drive the Odyssey on a before lap to get some driving impressions. So let's introduce our racing driver. You ready to be a race car driver?
Okay.
Sweet. See you in a minute. So Quinn was the fastest person we've ever seen with a 98cc go-kart around the racetrack.
What? Where?
When you drove the little go-kart that you made me fast forward the footage.
Oh.
And she absolutely loves the Odyssey. Like, you drive this thing as much as I do.
I do.
And it's just really nice. It's automatic, electric start. It's just like perfect for just casual riding. So we want Quinn's impressions as maybe a novice of what it's like now and then what it's like after we get upgrades. So you gonna get your time on the board? Cool.
Stop. Are you watching me struggle? Are you enjoying this?
Yeah. Oh, he needs to stop. Stop! 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 I think we forgot to tighten the lug nut or 5.
I thought you tightened them.
I thought I did too.
She wobbling pretty good?
Uh-huh. Good to go.
Feels pretty good.
All right. What an amazing machine. Did you see her? She was like, heh. She took off, man.
Really?
Yeah. We put a second spring on it because it
returned.
Yeah,
but we'll get that fixed. It'll be a soft one later. It'll be nice.
How do you feel? You ready?
Yeah. It's a fun workout. Got a glove.
Yeah, I'll get you a glove. You gonna be Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
One glove.
Are you ready? Yeah? On your mark. Get set. Go!
I told you, she gets down in that thing. Oh, wow.
I mean, but she
She
is,
cut the course.
she is driving from the woman's box, the one like golf,
Oh, yeah.
the woman's tee.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a great job. You want to go again, or you good? You happy with your lap time? Okay.
The sun is kind of making it hard to see.
Oh, okay. All right. Great job. You have fun? Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, this thing is so much fun.
This thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna get better.
Yeah. You have any thoughts on how it drives?
I have to like almost push this thing with my whole fist.
Really?
to get it to go.
Okay.
It's just a lot stiffer, but Ike was telling me you guys are gonna replace it or
Yeah.
order a new one
Yeah.
because you had to put 2 springs.
Yeah. Throttle return. Yeah, throttle stuck. Any other thoughts on how it drives?
She's
Performance?
just wonderful.
Just wonderful.
Leave her the way she is.
No. Wait until we get the alignment. Wait until we get the alignment done and everything. You're gonna love it even more.
It's so fun. I mean, it's just the best one ever.
It is. Yeah. It's
Everything's right where you need it, right in one place.
great. Yeah. It's like an arcade game. you
Yeah.
know? It's very 80s.
And I feel safe, like, even though don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know.
You're probably not safe.
I'm probably not.
You were hauling butt.
Yeah,
though.
you were fast. Let's check out your time. So Quinn on the Honda Odyssey on a modified track. I guess we didn't tell her where the track goes. She went straight instead of the right, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Quinn, you ran a 51. 56. So
John can't even reach it.
again,
Well, but I didn't do the real track.
It's okay.
still, it's
It's
impressive.
okay.
You were ripping that thing.
You were only if you had taken that turn, you might have
Maybe
been
plus 5 seconds.
not even.
So I shouldn't have drove that fast?
No, I mean you're
You need a hand, buddy?
no
There we go.
perfect.
Nice.
The Quinn Odyssey.
That is beautiful.
Heck yeah.
Good job, girl.
Thanks, Quinn. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So you're gonna come back after we make it faster and more comfortable and safer?
Yeah.
Sweet. Maybe you can do the regular course?
Yeah.
I bet you she could still beat that time doing the regular
Probably.
once we do all the things we're going to do to it.
Why? Because it is that fast.
Yeah. Are you joking?
Oh, we're not.
That was it.
You're not punking me?
No.
Okay.
I'm the one that did the timing.
Yeah.
So if anyone's doing the
Third party.
punking, it's me. And I'm telling you, that was your time.
Yeah.
Man, I love this thing.
Ooh, buddy, we are about maxing out that Benpack four-wheeler lift.
We don't have full pressure.
Yeah,
So
it's doing it.
So, but look how fast it's going up.
Yeah.
I think this thing can handle more. What is the weight limit, you think?
No. Odyssey plus some.
It can handle more.
Yeah, I think they designed this motorcycle lift for the Odyssey. Look at that. So, we have a lot of parts to throw at this thing.
Yep.
Where should we start?
I don't know, man. Maybe taking the fenders off, which will give us a little bit more room to get to engine parts like the head and the exhaust and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Take the fenders off. We can do an alignment. This thing is like so bad. We put matching rear tires on it, and that helped the handling a ton.
Yeah.
But all 4 tires are still pointed.
Different directions.
Yeah.
Between one of them.
Yeah.
One's this way, one's this way, one's this way, and one's that way.
That's right. So, yeah, let's start by taking the fenders off and doing that. So, because we have such a good amount of upgrades we're doing to this thing, we're just going to strip it down to make room for everything. So, we're taking the fenders off, we're taking the seat out, the factory exhaust, the air box, the carburetor, and more, because all that is getting replaced with performance parts. We can finally say goodbye to that broken fender.
Goodbye, broken fender. Did you see how bent tie rod link is on the right side?
No. Oh. Yeah, it's not ideal.
I don't think that's factory.
That's gonna affect how it handles.
Well, unless someone lined it up with that bend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we can straighten it out.
Oh yeah, we'll straighten it out. That's I don't know why I didn't notice that.
Fire in the hole. That's a funny shaped bolt. No, I mean it's supposed to be shaped this way. Huh.
So I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just break it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, look at this bolt. Is that rust or is it supposed to look like that?
It's supposed to look like that, and I
It's
don't
got
know why.
threads on the end, and then it's got a flat machined area, and then more threads.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know. Having a hard time getting them out though.
Really nice seat, dude.
It is a nice seat, and we're gonna keep it that way by having it off the vehicle.
Okay.
Can't wait to give this thing a deep clean.
Yeah, I thought I hosed it off pretty good earlier.
Yeah, there's still quite a lot on here.
We're gonna remove these I'm gonna just say air ducts.
Yeah.
I mean, they grab the air to help cool the engine. In fact, if we're going with that liquid cooled head, we don't need these anymore.
But they help with the look, you know?
If they help with the look, maybe we can put them back up there, but not needed when you need the, unless it directs air to the radiator wherever it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna see what we have room for.
Yep. So, cool. Now we have all kinds of room to get.
Yeah, we can access the cylinder head, the exhaust. We just got to remove a little bit more stuff at the back here and we'll be good to go.
Yep. Yeah, there's two 10 millimeters down there. And then we have the boot on the carburetor. I don't think it's tight. Okay, so I got these two bolts loose. That's a new air filter, it looks like. And this thing should remove if that bolt is loose on the
I think this might have to go first because there are a couple tabs down here. It has to like rock.
It's got to rock, yes. But I think it'll make it. Alright, so it is grabbing the carburetor, so I need a flathead to get down in there and loosen the clamp. Yep, I got it. I got it. Don't you worry about me. This boot is pretty hard. Gotta be careful with it. Alright, look at that carburetor, dude. It is like
Oh,
nasty.
tight packaging, sir.
Well, everything is pretty compact on this thing.
Yeah.
That exhaust might not have ever been off before.
Yeah.
You're right there, dude. What is grabbing you? I think it's just the clamps or the hangers are hanging you up.
Maybe I just need to loosen this, and I can kind of scoot this pipe out of the way so I can pivot.
Okay,
this.
sounds good.
Factory muffler.
Is that thing heavy?
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
It is quiet though, I gotta say.
It does sound amazing. It's nice and quiet.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Factory parts pile.
Yeah, it's a little sad.
A little bit, yeah. But we're not throwing them away.
No, and it's kind of like half the point we're doing this. It's like half for upgrades, half for preservation of the original stuff you just can't find anymore.
Yeah, because the seat, that seat, if we keep using it, it's just going to tear, it's going to break.
Yeah, it's already gone downhill.
Yeah.
And we're going to use, well, we'll talk about it more later, but we're going to use a Razor seat, which is like, they're everywhere, they're cheap, they're more comfortable.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
There we go.
All right.
Nice. That's
Man.
a pretty big exhaust, dude.
Yeah, it is. Gonna put this on the shelf too. Honestly, you're just gonna clean it up, paint it flat black with high heat paint, and it'll look really
Brand new.
nice.
Yeah. Is it time to remove the head?
I guess we could pull the head off. Yeah.
We also have a carburetor we can do,
Yeah. How about before we start like exposing the engine?
cleaning things up.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
So we have pretty much everything we want off the Odyssey, off and in a pile, and we have our giant pile of new parts we're going to be installing from Eyeball ORV right here. So as you saw from our pro racing driver that came, I mean, the Odyssey is just like, it's just the perfect vehicle. Almost the perfect vehicle. I mean, the handling is there. It's decently comfortable for what it is. It's powerful. It's an automatic. It has reverse, electric start, and pull start. But the big Achilles heel of the FL350 Odyssey is that it was only made for 1 year. So finding parts is very, very difficult. Thankfully, Rob and the guys at oddballorv.com do their best to both come up with upgrades and replacement parts. Like we have these reproduction fenders here that we're going to be installing. We removed the originals because, like Rob said, it's not if you roll the Odyssey, it's when you roll the Odyssey. And when someone rolls the Odyssey, God forbid, we'd rather tear up some reproduction fenders than the originals. So we're also going to be modernizing it by adding some horsepower. At least that's the idea. This is the brand new performance expansion chamber. Apparently there's a lot of horsepower to be gained with an aftermarket pipe, and this is by Methodical Fabricator. It's a really nice looking piece. I mean, look at this. Looks like a stainless steel all-TIG welded muffler. Really nice piece. And then for reliability, we have a liquid-cooled cylinder head. So these FL350s were prone to overheating so badly that they actually had a factory recall. And this one has had the recall done, but still it's an issue in really hot conditions. So we have a liquid-cooled cylinder head, bracket, and a radiator to go in with a pump and a bracket for that too. So that's going to be really nice. To go with the exhaust, we have a Smart Carb. Heard a lot about these, never used one though, so we're going to be installing this and letting you know our thoughts on it. And then of course for comfortability, we have a brand new all stainless steel, very thick heavy duty seat pan to go with our Razor seat that we're going to be installing. And it just has more side bolstering, it's going to be more comfortable, and plus like the factory seat cushion is like $250. So this is a good upgrade that costs very similar to what it is to just put an original piece of equipment back in there. So, again, modernizing, better performance, better reliability. It should just be better overall. We're making one of the best 80s machines even better. So let's start throwing these parts on.
So first things first is the carburetor.
Yeah, we didn't pull off the carb, but we're getting to it now. I can't believe this thing like ran as well as it did. Look,
It looks terrible.
it looks so bad. I think the best way to put this build, at least what I'm envisioning, is like OEM plus. You know what I mean? Like stuff that Honda might have done from the factory if they had time to refine the FL350. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Look at that.
There she goes. So here's our old intake manifold, somehow not cracked and still in somewhat decent shape.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad.
And here's the new intake manifold here. So the reeds, the pedals look good, so we're gonna get this reinstalled. And this has a 38mm opening for our 38mm smart carburetor that we're gonna be talking about here in a minute. So now for the smart carb. This is the Smart Carb SC2, 38mm. That tells you how much air this thing is going to be flowing, that it needs a 38mm carburetor. And these are different than a standard carburetor because they don't actually use jets or a needle. They use what's called a metering valve. So you see what kind of looks like a needle in there, but you may not be able to tell, but only half of it is round. Only the front half is round. The back half is actually flat. And that flat spot, as air passes by, creates a low pressure zone, which pulls fuel out of the bowl. and that's supposed to help with performance, it's supposed to help with fuel mileage, and it means you don't need to be adjusting this for altitude, because when you're up at elevation, you have less air density, it's naturally going to pull less fuel out of the bowl. It also has two nifty adjustments right here. You have idle, and then up here you have adjustments to your metering rod that raises or lowers the metering rod, meaning that you can either fatten or lean out your entire fuel mixture throughout the RPM range with just kind of one turn here. So it should be somewhat decently set up for the Odyssey now, but we're going to get it installed and probably have to tune with it a little bit. But I've heard a lot about these from like the CR500 community, so I'm looking forward to checking it out on the 85 FL350. So we're not going to be installing the smart carb and intake just yet because we have to reuse the factory intake boot. Basically, it goes from the flappers. Help.
The reed valve.
Yeah, it goes from the reed valves to the carburetor here, and then 90-degree factory boot to a K&N style pod intake. So our factory boot is really hard, so we just hit it with some like tire shine, and we're gonna let it sit for a while to help soften back up. But in the meantime, we're gonna install the new exhaust flange and pipe from Methodical Fabricator. So this style exhaust flange, I installed one kind of like this on my CR500, and it's a huge upgrade over like the factory design with this triple O-ring design. It just seals much better, and in the case of the CR500, it claimed to add 2 or 3 horsepower. So just right here, it's a good sign for, I guess, performance and more modern design, and that's what this whole build is about. So let's get this installed. Well, I was getting ready to put the new exhaust flange on, and I just had to show off 40 years of two-stroke dribbins. You know, like turkey dribbins at Thanksgiving? This is like dribbins right from the pipe of oil and dirt and all kinds of stuff. Pretty thick. So I'm just gonna clean it up real quick and get our exhaust installed. It gives you a glimpse into what this engine might have looked like in the showroom back in '85. But we're gonna call it there because I could spend hours and hours detailing this thing, and then we're gonna put it through a mud puddle, probably 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So this phalange installs just like this. So we have an O-ring facing up against the cylinder head there. Then we have this triple O-ring that's going to go into the expansion chamber. Dang it, Bobby. We got the first piece of our expansion chamber, basically a J, isn't it? And we have these two ports, which are used for exhaust gas temperature sensor, which is very helpful in tuning a two-stroke. However,
we don't have it.
We decided to skip it. We probably should have gone with it, especially since we have an all-new carburetor and all of it.
I mean, I got my butt dyno.
Yeah, because you know we have so much luck with two-strokes.
Yeah.
Anyway, that fit is like perfect.
It's a tight fit.
It is. Oh, mama.
Looks good though.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's sweet. So we're gonna have this kind of J looking thing, and it's gonna go up and back and over there.
Yep.
Very cool, man. Horsepower right there. So Rob also sent some new motor mounts for our FL350 here, but these old rubber ones, we inspected them, they look great. And we don't feel like we have any excess vibration or harshness in the engine, so we're not going to bother. But Oddball can sell you some motor mounts too.
And we will save those for later.
Yeah, we're going to save them because it's a matter of time for all these rubber parts for sure.
It could be yours.
True.
Yep. All right, dude. Do I need to go grab the other exhaust?
Sure. All right. New exhaust is on. And that sucker is like in there.
It looks pretty solid.
Yeah, like that's just as sturdy as the OEM exhaust. Like this thing is seriously not going anywhere. Really nice piece. I like it so far.
It looks really good. I can't wait to hear how it sounds.
Yeah, and this should free up like a lot of power for us too.
That's good.
So exhaust is in there. Seems like it's a good a time as any to do the liquid cooled cylinder head. What do you say?
I'm ready to snatch that thing off and at least look inside the cylinder, see what kind of shape it's in, and then installing the new head.
Cool.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and remove this head. And it's always a good idea to clean the garbage off of the head, off of the top of it, off the sides, which we've already done. So, should be ready to just pull right off. Might have to get something to pry on it. Oh, well, it would help if you grab hold of the correct thing. Look at that. We do have some pitting.
Oh yeah.
So this thing has been sitting around. It's not terrible pitting, but it is pitting. Got a scratch there.
You got this giant like ridge line here.
Got another ridge line?
I mean, like, look at that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a...
Yeah, it's just fuel, right? It's just oil.
She ain't perfect, dude. Honestly, if you really wanted to, we could probably do a freshen up on it, but it runs so good. I'm tempted to just throw it back together.
Yeah.
I knew you'd go along with that.
I mean, you know, next time we know what we need to do. We're gonna port it and stuff. It'll be fine. But for now, we're just gonna put it back together.
Yeah. So we could cover up the cylinder and we can clean all this off. We blew it off, but you can't get everything off. It definitely uncovered a lot of dirt, that's for sure. They weren't joking around, bud. That is a serious gasket. Three layers. Why don't we just take 2 of the layers off and then we'll just put 1 on it. Boost the compression and get more horsepower out of it.
That's an idea.
Yeah. So we're supposed to be removing these head studs because the new head needs oh my god, this thing is fighting me. The new one needs longer studs because the head is thicker. So we have to remove and replace head studs. And what I like to do is, did I get it? I just got it. What I like to do is I like to lock 2 of the nuts together and then you loosen the studs. They can be in the block pretty tight like these, or if you're lucky, they're a little bit on the loose side and give you less trouble. So once these studs are out, I'm going to get a razor blade and I'm going to clean up the gasket surface, and then we're going to clean the rest of the dirt and stuff off so we don't get anything in the cylinder. Install the studs with Loctite a certain height and put the head on.
All right, well, folks, I test mocked up the smart carb to see if it fit and everything, and it was very smooth, and it just like popped on there, and it is like so on there, I don't even feel like trying to pop it back off for risk of damaging something. So it fits in there really nicely, and I'm gonna get these clamps tightened up, put our OEM 90-degree intake hose up here, and then I can put the new air filter bracket on, and we'll be done with the intake and exhaust. Alright, carburetor looks and feels properly seated. I'm going to tighten my hose clamp. Oh yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Okay, so we are installing the new head studs, and they have to go a certain height because the head is actually taller. The liquid cooled head is actually taller, so we had to get longer head studs. Pretty simple to set up. You just install a head stud, and when it's installed, you set the head on the block without the gasket, and you check to see how tall the stud stands up off the head and fit the nut to it. So you want at least the bolt to go all the way through the nut on this. So I have the stud set. We are ready for the gasket and the head. We are going to be adding some Honda Bond on this. Honda Bond. Mainly because I noticed that there was something that looked like Honda Bond on this surface already, and it was up there tight. I had to do a lot of scraping to get it off. So we're going to add the Honda Bond to the gasket, put it on the jug, install the head. So we have the head gasket going on with the Honda Bond. And now we have the head going on.
Think we're getting any more compression with that thing?
It looks like, I mean, I'd love to know, but it looks like it's got more compression. Like the combustion chamber is actually smaller.
Ooh.
So, and y'all are probably going to disagree with me on this, but I like to add a little bit of lubrication to the threads.
It's a nice looking piece right there.
Yeah, man.
And believe it or not, it's actually lighter than the original cylinder head.
Did you measure it?
It felt like you could feel it.
Oh, seated pants feeling?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't pay attention.
It is much smaller, but it's, billet. So it's more dense.
And you just keep going around until you make at least 2 rotations where the torque wrench clicks. Because you can go around and come back to the same bolt you already tightened, and it be ready to tighten again.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to check it again after a heat cycle or two as well.
I think you're supposed to retorque the head after you run it. I don't think you have to, but I would suggest it.
So we have this very cool, it's like a laser etched oddball ORV intake adapter, and basically it's going to bolt right where the factory airbox mounted, and then our K&N style pod is going to go right on top here. So I got to put these hose clamps on and get some hardware, and I'll be done. Look at that.
That looks good.
Dude, I swear, like the pipe and the intake setup is very, very cool. You know what the big question is? Are we going to get into the 40s with the Odyssey?
That's a good question.
The only vehicle to ever get in the 40s is the VR1 cross kart.
It did.
Yeah, this isn't far off though.
Oh yeah, 47.7.
Yeah. I really want this to do it.
It might. The only thing I'm worried about is flipping it, because
We can soften the suspension.
last time I rode it, I put it up on 2 wheels
Every corner.
twice.
Yeah.
Not every corner.
All right, we're gonna run to the parts store, grab a fresh spark plug and some other odds and ends. We'll see you in a minute.
So next thing I'm going to be doing is trying to figure out how this radiator installs on this Odyssey. Got this really cool
Nice piece of stainless steel.
stainless steel bracket. and it's still got the plastic on it. So I'm gonna peel it off. No one get too excited.
I think you're the only one. I think you're the only one getting too excited.
What are you talking about? Oh yeah. Uh-oh. There's something so satisfying about it's almost like Christmas. Like I'm unwrapping a Christmas present. You know how long it's been since I've unwrapped a Christmas present? It's been a long time.
Dude, the tailors wrap you a Christmas present every single year. It's been 9 months.
Exactly. So to install that radiator support, we have to remove the third brake light, aka the air box.
Yeah, the factory air box, but like our hose was missing anyway, so it's
snorkel.
fine.
That's our snorkel box. Yeah. So it's got to come off, and I kind of hate that it's coming off because I mean we're losing that third brake light, but maybe we can hook up to another one. We can put another one somewhere because it'd be kind of cool for someone to see.
Safety.
Hey, he's hitting the brakes. Yeah, but you know. It'll be all right. I do like that everything is able to unplug.
Yeah. We'll put that in our original parts pile. And
Trophy pile.
no, we're not going to give that away, sir.
You're right. We should sell $500.
Uh-huh.
And we'll even sign it.
Oh, cool.
I'll even breathe through it. I am your father.
Is that your tribute to James Earl Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do better than that. You gotta go with a deeper voice. Luke, I am your father.
You're the great value Darth Vader, sir.
Yeah. It's so sad that he's gone now.
Yeah.
It just happened. So before tightening these up, we're gonna have to install the other bolts and then the radiator.
Got the upper brackets installed. They look pretty nice. Everything just kind of bolts right in.
Yep. Just need some bolts.
Very cool. Here you go, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so next up we have the new Razor style seat pan out of this gorgeous stainless steel laser cut piece. So you can go up through the top or through the bottom. It's more convenient to go through the top here. And this thing feels very heavy duty. They sell a few different gauges for a few different like rider weights. This feels like the heavy one. I feel like a 200-pound man could go off a massive jump and have absolutely no problems with this thing. So it's just these 4 bolts. We have a piece to go in back here, and it's pretty easy. Everything is like lining up really, really well. I'm gonna go up through the bottom with the bolts, just so we don't have any potential issue of snagging out on the trail on a root or a rock or something and tearing something up. Don't want that.
We've got the hoses being trimmed out.
Yeah, everything's installed. It looks pretty sweet. I mean, OEM Plus is kind of what we were going for, and that's completely the vibe here.
Yeah.
Like,
the radiator
is in there. Yeah.
Looks good.
Yep, and there's our water pump right there. So it points right at the, where it needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
Our little 350 is looking a little different, isn't it?
It is. Hopefully it'll perform better. I really think that the head has a smaller combustion chamber, just by looking at it, which would give it more compression, which probably would add performance. It's all the hose clamps I could find, dude. It'll be alright.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to come over here.
Ah, yes.
Almost bypass the
Bypass the radiator.
water pump.
Oh.
Going in with the new used seat. We've got a Polaris Razor seat here because because we have one out back, but they're
a dime a dozen.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap for what they are. So we're gonna lose some headroom, but we should gain back some comfort and side bolstering.
Yeah.
Should make sure all our bolt holes are gonna line up.
Yeah, where are the bolts for it?
I got them right here.
Hey buddy, that seat is looking pretty good. And that seat pan fits in there really nice.
Yep.
What do you think?
Oh, it's in there.
Dude, it looks like it's pretty good. I bet you it'll fit halfway
Solid.
halfway decent. Why don't you try sitting in it and see what you think? And then I'll get in.
Is this thing jacked up?
I do.
Okay.
I'm trying to fix the rear left wheel.
So for me, like it's farther forward. Like the seat is like physically larger.
It's definitely, yeah.
So you're higher up and you're farther forward. So like my feet are like flat on this thing, so I can really brace better. And you definitely have more side bolstering. However, if you're like above 6 feet, it starts to get uncomfortable. Like you're 6'1", and your helmet is definitely going to be very close.
I can see that.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you could lower this thing more by modifying the brackets on the Razor seat, but we're going to leave it alone right now.
Yeah, I mean, it just bolts right up.
Yeah, exactly. It's just too easy.
We're going to be topping this thing up. We don't have a catch tank for it, but I think it'll be all right for testing purposes. But ideally, you want a catch tank to catch all the coolant. Oh, like that.
To catch all the coolant.
Yeah.
That looks pretty sweet in there, man. This thing is really, like, getting dressed up.
Yeah, man. It's shaping up.
Yeah. So you can get a cooling fan. Rob didn't think it would be important considering we're not in, like, the hottest conditions. And it is an additional load on the battery, so...
Right. As long as you keep moving, you know, the
CR500.
Run 500
Yeah.
there doesn't have a fan on its radiator.
Yep.
So, guessing it's going to be okay. So, but we do need to wire up the water pump.
Yeah.
So we need to come up with
We can do that when our switch panel arrives.
Oh, you got a switch panel coming?
Yeah.
Okay. So, fenders next?
Yep. So we think one of our control arms might be bent. This one looks pretty straight.
Yep.
The other one is not. Well, it's really hard to tell on camera, dude. But we think this one might be bent a little bit, causing this tire to be facing that way.
It's only a little bit, but every little bit counts, I reckon.
Does that make sense, though? I mean, think about, you'd have to back into something really fast to bend it like that.
The frame's bent. So this thing's been rolled. Like, if you get it rolling hard enough and it hits the ground this direction, it's going to bend that a little bit.
You're having a bad time if you're hitting the ground from that direction.
Yeah, but have you seen how bad the frame has been?
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
To bend the frame like that, it's a bad tumble, dude. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to adjust this and push it back, which is gonna help straighten up the wheel. And then I'll put the pry bar in here and pry this backwards before tightening that up. And hopefully that'll give us enough to straighten it up.
Cool.
So I've adjusted this further back, and I am going to be moving a couple of washers to the back side of this, which is going to, as you can see, it'll push this out, which will help straighten up the wheel.
I like how Honda put all these nice rod ends from the factory. It's like they knew someone was going to crash it and they'd need to compensate with alignment.
I'm going to get one more thick washer like this to put on that side to help push it out. So if you're doing alignment at home, I like using whatever straight pieces of wood or metal in this case, and you strap them to the flattest part of the hub. And you can like visually step back and look and see if they're both straight. Another thing you do is you take measuring tape and you go from the tip of here to underneath to the tip of the other one. Take down your measurement. Then you come to the back here and you go from this point to the other point on the other side. And I'm gonna say you want it even on the back.
Yeah.
On the front, depending on what kind of riding you do, you're gonna either go toe in or toe out, or you just kind of go zero, basically. The same measurement on the front and the back. It's a go-kart, it's not like a race car or anything, and that'll be good. How's it looking so far, dude?
I don't know.
I don't think it moved enough. I think what I'm gonna do is undo this, make an adjustment, pushing it back, and with some washers, pulling it out a little bit.
All right.
Just like I did on the other side.
So we've adjusted both sides. We started with the eyeball, and now that it's close to the eyeball, we can measure it. So on the back, we have 47 and a half.
I gotta adjust this side a little bit more, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'll just shake it. $47 and a quarter. So that means that we are 1/8 off.
Quarter, right?
Well, 1/8 on either side.
1/8 on either side.
Yeah, so that means we're towed in because the value is larger in the front. We're towed, no, the value is smaller in the front, so it's towed in.
So let's start by getting this thing square on this
Yeah,
table so we can tell which side needs the most adjustment.
yeah, exactly.
I can look at the front, and the front needs to go over that way.
Okay.
So we have the Odyssey pretty well squared up on our bend pack motorcycle lift, and you can really see by looking down our alignment bars here, like what needs to happen. So this one, it's really hard to tell on camera with the way it focuses, but this one is actually towed out just a tiny bit. As you can see, the front of the bar is going to the right. This side is even more obvious.
Towed in.
Yeah, look at that. So you can see the front of our bar there is pointed to the right as well, which on the driver's side means it's towed in. So we need to switch some more washers around and adjust this here until we are happy. Hey, I guess that's a good reason, like, rather than just measuring, you also need your eyeballs, because we were only 1/8 out on either side per the tape measure, but that didn't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one side was toe out and one side
right,
was
they
toe
could,
in.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So this control arm is so bent that we've gone to the point of so many washers, there are no threads in the chassis, and then we unscrewed our rod ends so far that we had no threads in the control arm.
1.5 turns.
Yeah. So we've gone to like the minimum or in thread engagement that we are comfortable with beating this thing up, and we are just gonna have to live with it.
Yeah.
We could take it all the way off, put it on the press, or we could go on eBay and find a new one or a used one. But you know what? We got to get it done.
Yeah.
So when you adjust your camber, you really just need to take your straight piece and put it up, mount it vertically, and then that gives you an idea of your positive, negative camber. So right now it's hard to see. Looks like we have a little bit of positive camber. So we're just going to shorten that suspension point right here, and that's going to pull the top of the tire in.
And we know it's at full droop right now. We're just doing a small adjustment. We're going to put the tires on, and then we're going to recheck it with someone sitting on it.
Yeah, be careful, because you can get yourself in trouble, like doing an alignment without any weight on the vehicle at full suspension droop, because it can change under compression. It usually does, in fact.
Yes.
And the other thing you can totally get yourself in trouble with is when you start with a machine that's not level. So check it out. We have a little magnetic bubble, and yeah, it is. It's not level. So we really need to level this thing before we can accurately set our caster.
So we're just going to get it the closest we can, which is going to be better than what it was, and send her around the track.
Her isn't Quinn, right?
Yeah. Alright. It's centered up. Cool. Alright, dude, it's really tough to get this thing to compress.
It's a little stiff, isn't it?
It's stiff. Did you loosen the other shock too?
Yeah.
Okay. We gotta remember the upper, the fender.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
maybe we need to take it for a lap, and then, the suspension will be settled then.
I think we'll just go ahead and set it. This thing, I think I need to pull in
I agree.
on that. See what we can get.
So we got a bent tie rod there. At least it was much more bent. And the quick and dirty way to fix that, just give it a little bouncy. Oh, that looks pretty good to me, buddy.
Wait, I gotta undo the strap. Well, the strap's loose. Oh my goodness, that looks pretty good.
Factory. And by straightening the tie rod, we've probably fixed our front end alignment.
Well, unless someone
Compensated for it. You know what? This tire looks great. This one looks not good.
Well, the spindle's bent. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, we made a discovery last night. We were looking at the camber back here, and then we looked at the camber up here, and there's no way to adjust the camber. And then we found out that our spindle is in fact bent. So, found one on eBay for $30 shipped. So we'll get one in, and we'll install that at a later date.
And another thing, dude, I couldn't adjust the camber on this rear right tire. The upper link that's adjustable, it feels like the threads are rolling on the thing and it's jammed up.
Yeah.
So we might need to buy a new part there too, or just live with it.
Okay. I mean, dude, it's an old vehicle with a lot of miles on it. It's seen some abuse. It's gonna have some issues like this.
Yeah. Dude, you were right on straightening out the that tie rod.
It's fixed.
The alignment is really close. It's
We're like 1/4 inch towed in, which we are okay with that. But yeah, you can see that camber is horrible.
That camber is terrible.
And we'll fix it once that part comes in. But for now, dude, let's get the new fenders on and set it on the ground.
Sounds good. This thing's gonna drive so much better.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So now we're moving on to fenders. So we have these reproduction fenders, again, from Oddball ORV, and they come with these nice stainless steel hardware and new mounting brackets, and the fenders themselves look very, very nice.
Very close to original. I put them side by side, and they are shaped really close. It's going to be really hard to tell the difference.
Yeah, it's amazing these are available, because without these reproductions, like, you're looking at $400 or $500 or more per fender for OEM stuff in average shape. So I'm gonna get this mounted. So the placement orientation of the brackets is pretty self-explanatory. Because we have stainless steel hardware, I've put some anti-seize on the threads to prevent galling, especially with the amount of dirt this thing is gonna see. Make removing this at a later date at least possible. But everything just kind of like makes sense as to where it goes. You just kind of need to mark it and then run a drill bit through where it wants to mount here. And then you fasten it, and then there you got fenders.
I really like that all the fenders come with individually wrapped bags of hardware.
Exactly.
And it's labeled with the piece of paper. Left front fender hardware.
Yeah, it's
Boom.
super
And it
nice.
even numbers how many bolts and nuts there are.
All right, drilling.
Hey man, I really enjoyed Bonneville.
Me too. That should be it. Got our Allen screws. That was what we get to. So Ike wired up our water pump to be key on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't even need a switch panel to kind of preserve the. Oh, you hear it?
Oh yeah. Wait.
Oh yeah, there it is. So just to keep the OEM look, Oddball sells a really cool like stainless steel aftermarket dash that you can put like a tack in, your EGT gauge, and all kinds of other gauges. We wanted to keep it a little more streamlined, but I think if you're doing a lot of hard riding, that's a great idea. So I'm gonna work on these graphics that go on this puppy. So we got this one up here. We got one on each rear fender. Going down.
Okay. Wonder how close those graphics are. Are they exact copy or?
I don't know. It looks
It
great
looks
though.
good.
Yeah. Big old graphic.
I'm coming up.
Okay.
Take it away, sir.
Alrighty.
That
Dude,
is gorgeous.
That is the icing on the cake right there.
That's great.
Yeah, buddy. This thing has made quite the transformation.
Not bad. Not bad.
The new fenders look good. New graphics look good. We got that new spindle on the way. Of course, the Razor seat. The killer looking pipe, the smart carb, the radiator.
It's all looking great.
Yeah, it's very good.
So at this point, we're just waiting on a new throttle cable because our old one is like rusted and very sticky, and an exhaust gas temperature sensor, and we'll be ready to start tuning this thing. So we are ready to fire up the Odyssey with all the brand new parts on it, and look who arrived just in time for the first test drive. Thanks for coming, Scott.
Oh yeah, no problem.
But before we fire it up, we have to thank everyone who contributed parts one more time. We have the water-cooled head and the intake from Bishop Precision. Derek, Bishop Precision, and Rob from Oddball contributed to the fenders. Derek contributed to the radiator, water pump, and some other items. Seat pan and radiator mounting bracket came from Oddball ORV. All of these products are available exclusively from oddballorv.com. Let's fire this thing up. I think we're looking for about 1100 degrees on the temperature gauge. So we need to tune around that. But let's just see if it fires up first. Yeah, the battery's old, so let's just put it on the charger. Fire in the hole. It's idle! That is awesome, dude.
I did not expect that, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it fired right up and it idled. I mean, of course it was rough. It needs it definitely needs some tuning, but that's what this thing is designed to do. Our gauge is working here, so we're looking for like 1100 degrees. So once Ike gets in, we're gonna set him on it and send him out. And it sounds so crispy, dude. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Yeah. I'm so excited. That's awesome.
So first things first, before we send Ike out on a tuning lap, I'm just going to raise the idle just a little bit, and it's just that screw right there on the smart carb. So I turned it a little bit, and that should idle it up Just a hair because it was low when we tested it. Look who showed up.
What's up?
Thanks for bringing my world record bike back.
You know what? You
Man-
can unload this yourself.
Man, you ever been 120 on a mini bike?
This is not a mini bike. I will argue with you on that. This is bigger than my bike.
They repaired my hernia, remember?
They were.
It's on the wheel.
Still has standing water.
Yeah.
This feels like that scene from Spaceballs, the opening scene. The camera's right there and the freaking giant ship is going by for like 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
So the Land Speed Bike is back. We're gonna get the engine off it and send it down to Johnny for a refresh pretty soon, but the rest of the names are on the bike. So if you bought a Land Speed Bike poster, you got your name on the bike and just wanted to follow up with that and say we got everyone's names on the bike. So Bailey, Timothy, John, David, Brad, Mike, Matt, Lewis, Adrian, James, and more. All the one Scott's working on. Thank you guys for your order. Yeah, can't wait to do it again next year. And Adam Orsini's on this thing, and he won the Tillotson 225. We got that thing shipped out to him yesterday. Ready?
Not really, not after you told me the throttle's hanging up.
Yeah, we're waiting on a new throttle cable. It's not here yet.
I mean, I guess I'm ready.
Dude, you can't stop your streak now. You've blown up like 5 things in a row. Seriously.
Jealous?
Sure.
All right.
So we're looking for 1100 degrees. So you need to put this thing through its paces, get it good and up to temp, and we need to tune it kind of depending on the temperature.
Like the king of pigs!
Yeah, the king of pigs.
Boy, this thing sounds good. We out of gas.
Yeah, we might be out of fuel. Yeah. You know what? Our alignment is better. It's not perfect, but it's better.
It's a lot better. It feels better.
Hey, that's what's most
Just
important.
Steering and stuff.
Yeah.
It feels better.
Okay. What our temp get up to?
The same thing, 69.
So do you want me to richen it up a little bit to be on the safe side and we adjust it from there?
So times 10, that'd be
690 degrees.
690 degrees, and we want
1100.
so leaner is hotter.
Right.
I should probably just let her eat
Yeah.
one good time.
Yeah, I would let her eat 3 or 4 times.
And
Like we need this thing up to temp.
so yeah, if we fatten it up, we're actually going to cool it off.
Right. it up a little bit?
I mean, we can try it.
Let's do it since it's so easy.
Okay.
It's hard to film this process because it's so in there, but basically Ike holds the throttle open. I made 10 clicks to the rich direction, and we're gonna try it again. It should be just that easy. You ready?
Yeah.
Hit it, man.
Buddy,
Oh, yeah.
are you ready for an exciting drive?
Yeah, so Ike and Scott got this thing dialed in pretty good. And Ike says it feels like it pulls harder than the KTM 525 Crosskart.
I don't know about pulling harder, but it's going to be a faster lap.
Yeah, right.
I find that so hard to believe.
Okay, go for a ride.
But it does look fast. So I'm going to take it out for a quick spin, and then I'm going to get lined up into a hot lap and see where we land.
Sounds good.
Yeah, the conditions are terrible today.
They are terrible.
September in North Carolina, so it's like there's a 60% chance any given day it's going to rain.
I think
Yeah.
it's about to rain.
We were on the good part of the track
Yeah.
and see the mud on it.
It is so much quicker. Wow, already.
Moved like that before. That thing is impressive.
It's got something it didn't have before.
Alignment and more power. I think I saw his eyes go big on that one.
Boy, it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right, who's gonna time it?
How about Mark? You set?
Wow. Are you up, Ike? This thing kind of scares me.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, I think you should go.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, oh, Quinn needs to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I don't think she goes all out.
So you're definitely sitting higher. You definitely have more power. I'm just trying to be aware of the roll hazard because these rolled from the factory with less power. So it was a bit of a conservative lap. It was wet. Ike, you want to give it a go?
I mean, I'll give it a go.
All right.
Sheet.
Yep.
Very
That one
nice.
faster.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Very nice.
All right.
Let's check it out.
All right. I gotta say, man, that Odyssey is fast.
It's like we
and
bolted
fun.
another cylinder on it.
Yeah.
It's very fast.
It's and it sounds good.
It sounds like a proper two-stroke.
Yep.
Screaming.
The queen of ping.
Yeah. Speaking of, Quinn has to take a lap.
Oh dear.
Yeah. But we're gonna reveal our times first. She may not want to go today because
Muddy.
she had a busy day work and it's like super muddy. So
Oh.
anyway, let's reveal our lap times real quick.
Okay.
So with the methodical pipe and the smart carb and all our other upgrades, what did we run?
On the Odyssey 2.0
Yep.
with the sweet cylinder head,
Yep.
sweet sounding exhaust.
Yep. Smart carb.
Let's just get to it.
Yeah.
You ran a 54,
Okay.
54.
Okay.
You ran a 54, sir.
Hey, I'll take it. 2
So-
seconds faster.
So you're where's the trophy card at? What's it at?
So we are just quicker than the trophy card.
Wow,
I'll take it.
dude, that trophy card was
That's a 1,000.
moving.
That's a 1,000.
Yeah, but the size of it,
Yeah.
it's probably bigger than the cross car.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Tell me.
Odyssey 2.0 for Isaac.
Yep.
52,
No.
87.
Ah.
Holy
Yeah.
cow.
5287. That's right under
That's
the yard
1,
dart.
2, 3, 4. That's
were
5th
so
place.
close.
He
Yeah.
dethroned the Yamaha Warrior 350 with better conditions and honestly more practice.
I still didn't beat Quinn's time.
It might get into the 40s. Quinn is going to be definitely in the 40s if she skips that turn again.
Wow, that is awesome. I've only been faster than that
A few times.
a couple of times. That's impressive,
Very
especially with the wet conditions we have now.
Yeah, it all made a big difference. The methodical pipe, all the parts from Derek, all the parts from Oddball, all the parts from Bishop Precision. I'm going to link everything in the video description. If you have an FL350 or an FL400 and you want to spruce it up, kind of bring it into the 21st century like we did today, holy cow. Like
is
we
it.
bolted another piston to it.
Yeah,
Seriously.
it's great.
Fast. We're going to see if Quinn wants to go for a ride.
Does Scott want to go for a ride?
Yeah, does Scott want to go for a ride?
Scott want to go?
Yeah,
Scott wants to go for a ride.
I'm not pulling no 5287, but
5087.
Yeah, that's it.
not fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what good.
That looked good. You want to do it again?
Okay.
Yeah. Don't have to tell me twice.
See the big smile on his face when he was coming back?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw it was like coming out of his helmet.
Like, I don't know, like it'll slide out and then it hooks when you least expect it.
Yeah.
Like it hooks and then it like goes pretty good.
Like a cross cart is all slide. This is like combination of slide and like tilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quinny! That's your cue.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Oh, just walk in here.
Oh, okay.
Let's do another take though.
You calling me like a dog?
No.
What am I supposed to say?
I don't know.
Quinn dear.
Oh, Quinny.